Hi everyone, I'm Chiu. Welcome back on Decades Drives. Today I'll be talking a Honda Accord Euro R, aka the CL7. This car was produced from 2002 to 2008. It was introduced as the 7th generation of the Honda Accords, and this one is specifically a high-performance variant. It is, although as unassuming as it looks, it's actually a very dailyable sports car. So today, bringing one of my friends from EIRJ Cars, I'm introducing the R in EIRJ, Ruben.
Hi, I'm Ruben. I'm good. I'm here today to
Your
talk
CL7?
about the CL7, I suppose.
How did you first hear about the CL7 actually? Because the first time I heard of the CL7 was actually just from you.
Well, we spent a few years in Singapore, all EIRJ. So I think back then my mom had an SDA Accord. I think that's what they call it. So seeing this, usually in Singapore, you see a lot of, I believe they're CL9s. So seeing the CL9 was so refreshing because it was such a cool Accord compared to the SDA that we are used to. It was an Accord that I've never ever seen. So yeah, that's how it came about.
You had this car for about 3 or 4 months already, right?
Around about 3 or 4 months, yes. Yep.
Alright, how do you like it so far?
Oh, I absolutely love it. I think it's a dream to drive. And again, growing up and seeing this, it is one of my dream cars, you know.
As you can tell by this car, it isn't actually stock. What mod have you put on this?
I think the idea behind this car was to be simple, aesthetically pleasing, and a fuss-free, easy to drive car. So a handful of mods, but very simple stuff. We have this carbon hood. This is meant to look like M&M, but honestly, it's just a replica carbon hood. We've got NK Tuning FC01s. Shout out to King of Rims, Lucas, for sorting that out for us. In fact, he got us the wheels before we even got the car. We've got AP Racing Radicals in front with the MX72 pads. Well, there isn't much if we're being honest. We have this Mugen design wing. Yes, just design, it's not Mugen. So it's a Mugen design wing. I think it's a very OEM plus vibes, which is what we're after. It's got the Mugen exhaust, and we've got headers done to it. We have a tune, and I think that's really about it. Well, unless we pop the hood, then even so there isn't very much.
So as unassuming as the CL7 looks, it actually is powered by a K28 engine, which is a 2-liter inline-4 dual overhead camshaft. You mind explaining to us what your engine has? This looks like a very big air intake to me.
I think engine-wise, we really haven't done very much. As you can see, it's meant to be simple. You know, this is meant to be a car that we can drive all the time and never have to worry about. So realistically, all we did was we did headers, and then we have this Pragworks carbon intake tube that we spoke about, and a tune, and that's really about it. Engine-wise, I think there's a little bit more work done suspension-wise, but that's about it for now. I think we have plans.
What plans do you have to mod with this?
I think maybe the next step will be potentially the RRC, the FD2R intake manifold, potentially cams, and then a new tune to get it all linked up, you know? Yeah.
Coming into the car, the CL7, for a 2004 made car, this car is actually still quite clean for its age, 20 years old. When I first saw this car, it actually had this Pokeball shifter, but then it snapped off, so now it's this shifter. Being a four-door sedan that it is, it's still a very comfortable, dealable sports car, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you would call it a sports car, but when you're driving it, you definitely feel like a racing driver. Yeah, it's great. I mean, you see, the thing about the interior of this car is this, like, they come from factory with these Recaros, the SPJJs, if I'm not mistaken. But you should hop in later and see, because you feel so confident driving this car. The moment you hop into the car, everything just fits. You sit at the right height, you hold the steering wheel at the right height, pedal position is fantastic, shifter position is fantastic. So you hop in and it just feels so natural. We had a friend driving a Swift, and a common complaint, from what I understand, is that throttle position is a bit weird, so it's hard to heel toe and whatnot. But the moment he hopped into this, immediately his first heel toe nailed it, because it's so well built or well designed for that purpose. Yeah. But I think for us, again, it's meant to be comfortable. So 20 years old, you're gonna need a new player. Right? You're gonna need some decent tunes. So I think sound system's fairly important. It's not meant to be a race car. It's meant to be a comfortable, fun car. So yeah, good music, comfortable. It's not excessively loud in here. Maybe we forgot to mention earlier that we do have camber arms and BC BR series coilovers. But again, everything is meant to be comfortable. I think that's the most important thing. I think, if I'm not mistaken, from factory, the VTEC comes in at, I believe it's 6.2 or 6.5. But after the tune, it was reduced to 5,000. So upon hitting 5,000 RPM, granted, because it's not so heavily tuned or heavily modded, that the difference in tone is not as drastic as one would hope. But nonetheless, when you go out for a drive later, you will hear a very audible difference still once you pass 5,000 RPM.
So from factory, you already know that the CL7 came with the bucket seats itself, right? And then just as a slight detail, the seat details are actually accented with this dark green. Although it's actually a little bit hard to tell. It's like, it seems black from some angles and then dark green in the rest, but it looks pretty nice as well, even in the bucket seats. It's very easy to drive.
It's turning left to like 400 meters. Go. Fuck, let's get the living daylight out of me.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
So coming to the end of this video, we just talked about the CL7 and we're about to say bye to Ruben soon. This car is genuinely one of the most comfortable and easy manual cars I've ever driven. From the Saga that I currently kind of daily, to the DC2 that I first reviewed, the FD2R and also the DC5 and also the S2K that I reviewed recently, this is genuinely one of the easiest and the most comfortable cars to drive. So, Ruben, one last question for you before we end this. If you could change one thing about the CL7, anything at all, what would you change?
Absolutely nothing. I honestly, I love this car just as it is. I think it's great. I think it serves the purpose. So nothing.
We love the CL7.
We do.
Like, subscribe, and thanks for watching That Case Drives. Bye.
Bye.